and we'll talk about Snow Mist Green and things like that. We've also got this right here, which is in my pockets. This is the Alishan, Mayor's Alishan, which is, well, how best to describe the Mayor's Alishan this year? Other than this tea right here, which is, of course, the Deepwater, Coastal Mountain Deepwater Oolong, this is probably going to be the best value tea that we've ever had on the site. This is probably going to be the best value tea we've ever had on the site. It's amazing this year. Absolutely amazing. Now, this is the unfinished tea. I'm still going to roast this up a little bit. I'm not going to release this tea. I will not release this tea this Sunday, but it will be released eventually. It will be released eventually, probably in about 2 weeks after I do some roasting on it. And it's amazing. It's absolutely, it's so hard to just, like, it's so amazing. It's so good. And I'm so happy to have it back. Now, what I've done also as well is that tea is I've gotten so much of it. And yes, apologies. I started late today. I had some stuff to do, and basically I slept in. I slept in. I didn't sleep all that well. I had a strange night last night of a very strange dream there was one of my boys who had just an absolutely horrible teacher when he was younger. I had a dream where I was in her class, but it was university, and I challenged her, and so it was very stressful in the class. Which is quite strange, but anyway, so I slept in a little bit. Anyways, I'm okay now. We're good. We're good to go. So if you were, well, anyways, I highly doubt anybody was waiting for this live stream to start. But although some people really, really enjoy it, which always amazes me, but I'm happy that people are out there getting something out of me talking to my phone on my back porch with you. As you can see, springtime is just there. You can see it. Can you see the little bits and pieces of springtime right there in the sort of the blue stuff coming out? It's here. Springtime is here and it's coming. Now, what's going to happen this weekend? The teas that will be released this weekend, we got the Snow Mist. So Snow Mist White, Snow Mist Black, Snow Mist Oolong, and what we're going to try after this water cools down a little bit, which is Snow Mist Green. Snow Mist Green. I've only got 1 kilogram of that, so it's probably going to go fast depending on how good it is. But I still haven't tried them yet. So I just buy every year I buy the Snow Mist teas. I'm just like, yeah, just give me my allotment. And so I haven't tried it yet, but we're going to try it in a minute. And then we've got the Coastal Mountain Deepwater Oolong, which is this one. I think I've had this on a live stream. We'll talk about this a little bit. There will be the Buttermilk Oolong. There will be the Elan Wui. So those are like sister teas, super cheap, super good. And they will be released on Sunday as well. And then there will be, the Honey Roast Wui, which I've been sitting on basically since the wintertime. I've been sitting on it for about 6 months. That'll be released as well. And I probably should have taken out this little sheet of paper. I feel like I'm missing one of them. Oh, the 3 shades of Ba Xian. That'll be released on Sunday as well. Anyway, so all those teas will be released on Sunday. But let's get to these 2 teas while we wait for this to cool down. Now, over here you can see as well, I've got, I don't know whether I'll get to the white, but over here you can see this is the Snow Mist Green. This is 1 kilogram of Snow Mist Green, which is always so funny when I get these. I bought all the different teas. What did I buy? 5 different teas. I guess I bought 5 different teas. But because of the way that they pack them, because of how beautiful these teas are, right? You can see like this is 1 kilogram of tea, right here. This is 1 kilogram. I get, whenever I order the Snow Mist teas, I get this. It comes over like 2 days, and these huge boxes. 5 or 6 huge boxes come in. And they're all like super super light. You just sort of lift them up like that. But there's 5 or 6 of them that come in. It's quite amazing when they all do come in. Now I have finally gotten the So this is the Coastal Mountain Deepwater Oolong. So those who are fans of the Coastal Mountain Deepwater Oolong, I can't remember if I did the finished version of it on a live stream. I must have. But this is going to be released on Sunday. And it is going to be super, super affordable because I made it myself. And when I say I made it myself, I'm lying. I was there and was told what to do. And I didn't really make too many decisions on when to do things and how to do things. But I was there the whole time. And so because I was there the whole time, my buddy was like, here, I'll give you an amazing price on this, which the price he gave me on this tea, I'm actually not going to pay it. I'm actually going to pay him more. And the reason that I'm going to pay him more is because I want to, I really appreciate what he did, helping me sort of make a tea. And the price he gave me was just too cheap. It was too cheap. And I don't think it's right. And so I'm actually going to give him more money than he asked. I'll probably do that after this live stream, send him some cash. And this tea is going to be up on the site. It'll be less than $20 for 100 grams. And it'll be probably, well, I guess it depends on whether you like it or not. But it'll be one of the best value teas we've ever had on the site. Now, Coastal Mountain Deepwater Oolong, it is not as good as the original. See, the original was from winter 2023. We haven't made it for the last 2 years. This year, I convinced my buddy to help me make something like it. And it's not quite as oxidized as the original. So the original was oxidized like just the most awkward, weird amount, like 45% or something like that, like just the most awkward, weird amount. 38 to between 38 and 42% oxidized, just weird. What never happens in Taiwan, never. And so it was that weird oxidization level. And so what came out was this tea that is the upfront is oceanic, breezy, and then it goes to sort of a clear, wide mid-mouth, and then you've got like flavor, and then the back end is just the most amazing fruit flavor. This one is about 30% oxidized. So instead of there being the oceanic up front, clean, clear mid-mouth, and then the fruity aftertaste, there's a vegetal that sort of goes through all of it together. And the vegetal is wonderful. There's nothing wrong with the vegetal, but it's not quite as clean and clear and crisp as the first one. But I am learning. And in the wintertime, I'm going to do it again. So in the wintertime, we are going to go and we're going to make tea again. So cheers to that. But until then, this is going to be, it's just not perfect. It's just not perfect. And so it'll be super, super cheap on the site, which is a lot of fun because I'm super happy I'll be able to share this with everybody for an extremely cheap price. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Anyways, what is next is the mayor. Now, I phoned up the mayor last week and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm just busy right now. I can't go and see you. I apologize. But do you have springtime tea? Can I buy some? And it took me a couple attempts to get him on the horn because he was off with his buddies singing some karaoke in the afternoon. So thankfully he is enjoying life. The mayor is enjoying life. And so I bought some of the tea, and so he's going to show up. Anyways, there's a plane rolling through. Well, there's two of them, so they're going to come around. So there's two planes that are going to come around like that. Anyways, he was singing karaoke, right? So he's freedom. He's got his freedom, and he's singing karaoke, and And I bought one of these. I bought some tea. So I bought one of his teas, and I bought because the tea is cheap, and because I've got some guanxi with the mayor over the years, and so I bought some tea and he sent it over, and I tried it out because I hadn't tried it yet. I just bought a bunch of his tea, and I tried it out, and I was blown away. I really was absolutely blown away. And so I got back on the horn and I was like, the mayor, my man, double that order, double it. And he was so excited, so he was quite happy. And he we'll talk about a minute why this is so good. But he got his he was sending me he got the what's called SGS. So they go and they test his stuff is not certified organic, but he goes and he gets his tea tested for 244, probably it's up to like 260 different agrochemicals, and it comes back ND. So he sends me a copy of the ND sheet, right? So we got that. The ND sheet's gone through. It says ND non-detectable, so it's completely clean tea. So he's so excited about it. He sends me that, and he's had that for about 3 or 4 years now. But he's so proud of it because he is in this area that is disgusting. And when I say it's disgusting, I really mean it's disgusting. It is the most heavily sprayed, nasty area of the Alishan region. And I've traveled through a lot of the Alishan region, and I'll tell you, this is by far the worst. And it's in an area that is 800 to 900 meters above sea level. And because it's 800 to 900 meters above sea level, that means if you put agrochemicals on that area, you are getting yield. You are getting huge amounts of yield because it's super fertile. It's sort of just down from Alishan, a little bit over, like in between Alishan and Meishan, sort of that area. And so you can spray and you can put crap on it and you get these amazing yields. And because it's around there, you can label it as Alishan. And because if you do that, right, you do it really dirty, you can get sort of the taste of Alishan. See, oh no, they're going around again. Anyways, there's 2 of them. They're going around again. Only tea live stream with F-16s consistently in the live stream. And it's a training run, so there's 2 of them. And because of that, to get teas, that's why he's so proud. That's why the mayor is so proud of the teas that are clean, because he knows all around him, there's a lot of beetle nuts, and there's a lot of just nasty stuff, like really, really nasty stuff. I remember I went there one time when I first went there, and I went to one of these places, and just like, oh, you got some tea? Can I try some tea? I remember I tried some of the tea, and I literally had a nasty headache. And I don't get headaches, thankfully, knock on wood. But I had this nasty chemical-induced headache for hours after trying this one tea, like just a couple sips of it, because they just spray so much dirt and nasty stuff. Anyways, why is it so good this year? The reason it's so good this year is because we had such a cold winter. And because we had such a cold winter, that means that even the teas that are not over 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, not 3,000, 2,000 meters, the ones that are way below that, up to the 700 to maybe 1,000 time period. If it's a really warm winter, they get treated like they're not high at all up in the mountains. But if it's a cold winter, they get that just enough cold to bring out the beautiful stress level flavors that you need to create a really, really special tea. And that's what this has. Now, this is a Jinchuan, right? So Jinchuan, the milk oolong from Alishan. And it's got the Naixiang. Remember, Naixiang, where the name milk oolong comes from. Naixiang literally means the positive aspects of milk fat, right? So it's got the Naixiang, and then it's got a nice little bit of floral, and then it's got just the beginnings, just the touch of some fruit flavor that you would be getting. Obviously, in this one, We tried really hard to bring in more of the fruit flavor, of course, which is the Deepwater Coastal Mountain Deepwater Oolong. But this one has just a touch of the fruit flavor in the background. But what it has is the Alishan character. And the Alishan character is that thickness, that milk fat type of thickness, goodness coming from it. Now, why am I talking about this so much? Because it's so cheap. I could sell this for so much money. You know, I could be like, oh, look at me, I found this specialty. No, I'm not going to do that. Just like I'm not going to sell this for a bunch of money because and say that you know, I made it myself. You know, I'm the maker of this tea. I'm the blah 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 blah. No. Because I made it, that means I get to share it for cheaper. Because I met the mayor, and I'm uh, for some reason the mayor still thinks I'm from Brazil, but that's okay. You know, like we've got our guanchi, we've got our relationship. I don't know if I look particularly Brazilian, but that's okay. You know, that's fine. And I'm able to have that relationship, and we're going to be able to, as a tea community, be able to have this tea for cheaper, and that makes me happy. It really, really, really does. Because this year the mayor's Alishan is spectacular. It's so good. It's just, you know, the character of Alishan without all the nasty agrochemicals and without all the nasty stuff that you get, without sort of the mixing of high quality and low quality stuff. Like most of the time when you're getting, you go to like a tourist shop, or if you're getting from low quality people, low quality vendors, low quality people, you're getting low quality tea from those people. Surprise, surprise. And you're usually getting a little touch of something that's like this, maybe 15, 20%. And then the rest of it is going to be really either really low quality tea, like from the summertime, or from Vietnam, and they mix it together, and you can actually tell, like you can actually pull them apart and get two different flavors of these teas. And I remember I did a live stream before I bought one of these things. I did a live stream before, and sort of it was that you'd actually pull them apart and know which was the good stuff, which was the bad stuff. It's actually really, really easy to do if you usually buy tea from me. Or I'm sure there's other vendors who do it. I try to stay away from other vendors. I haven't had very many positive experiences with other vendors that are based in Asia anyways. And so there is this beautiful, amazing tea that is going to be on the site. Now, what was I going to say? Right. Wow, it's noisy today. Which is good. It's the springtime. Usually when I come out here, the last little while, it's been really, really quiet and subdued because the springtime's been so cold. But anyways, with this tea, what you usually do with this tea is you roast the heck out of it, because it's a mid-range tea. So it's got some of the good flavors, a lot of the bad flavors. So like you got the mid-range, sort of the lower elevation teas. Because you've got the lower elevation teas, it doesn't taste as good, right? It just doesn't taste as good. And this one tastes as good as the 1,600, 1,500 teas. In fact, I would argue it actually tastes a little better because it's got the lower elevation sort of thickness. And anyways, I am so happy to have this tea and be able to share this tea, and it's awesome. Okay, let's talk about snow mist. So, snow mist teas. Now, this year, I was right when it was actually ready to go, like when the snow mist was just about ready to go. I was actually, when the snow mist was just about ready to go, when it usually, like in the middle of April, I was ready to go and visit them, but then they delayed and they picked at the sort of the 1st of March, and I was just too busy the 1st of March. I couldn't do it. Couldn't make it the 1st of March, unfortunately. So, wow, look at this. Wow. So this is the snow mist green tea. Now this year we got 5 different kinds of snow mist, right? So there is the black, there is the white, there is the oolong, there is the GABA, and then there is the green. Wow. I wish I could show you sort of like this. You've got like, this is sort of similar to the snow mist teas, and you can see it right here, actually. Let's see if I can pull it out. Oh, no. That's just a little piece of the actual. That's just a little piece of the. No. When you're looking at these teas, you're oftentimes going to have a little bit of moss on them because their trees are covered in moss. And this year, like I said, I couldn't go and get the green. I couldn't go up and help with the production because I was just too busy. I had to do the subscription, and that was right at the time when everybody was really worried about the tariffs. So I was getting a lot of extra orders. Thank you very much. And so I just couldn't go, and I was really disappointed about it, actually. But this year we got 5 different kinds of the tea. Now the GABA tea, of course, we save it, right? So we save it. So the GABA tea gets placed on a shelf where it gets very, very hot in the summer months, and it ages beautifully. And then usually the first week of August or the second week of August, then we release that GABA. But this weekend there will be this tea, the white, the oolong, and the black. So all of those teas will be released this weekend. And I don't exactly know how I'm going to price them all out, how I'm going to do this. So I've only got 3 kilograms of each one of those teas, and only 1 kilogram of this, the green. So only 1 kilogram of the green. And so I don't know how exactly I'm going to price it all out, but I'll price it all out somehow. And it'll be released this weekend. Now, why is Snow Mist special? If you look back through my feed, if you search for Snow Mist, you'll be able to see me going there and doing all of those things in those areas. But there is just something about that area, about the Snow Mist teas, about the teas from that spot that, you just put them in the water, and the colors that are coming out of this, there's like ruby, and there's emerald, and there are so many different colors coming out of this. Actually, I'm going to show on Instagram the colors of this tea. I'm just going to do it here. Oh, watch out there. I'm going to show you the colors here. It's just so crazy. It's so crazy, the colors of this. So hopefully you can see that right there. Yeah, I think you can see the colors of that. The colors of this green tea, the emeralds and the dark greens, and it's so amazing. It's so amazing, right? It's just, there's something completely different about the teas from this area. Now, again, this is the green tea. And so, oops. Okay, here's my window, and here, get a close-up of my face, and it'll spin around a bit. But let's see, okay, gimbal. There we go, and we're back. And so you can see just sort of that. If you want to see that, if you're on the YouTube, you want to see that, you can jump over to Instagram and see that. The colors are just insane. They're just insane. And everything that they do up there, they've been doing it for so long. And especially at this point in the game. So my buddy up there, he is, what's the best way to describe it? He's comfortable. He's been doing it for long enough. He's got his customers. He's got his people, and he's got his experiences that he doesn't have to. He goes up there. He picks when it's right to pick. He creates what he feels like he wants to create, and he sells for what he thinks is fair to the people that he likes. And because of that, the teas that come out of there are just sort of on a different level, right? He doesn't have to cut corners. He doesn't have to say, oh, well, today is not really good for oolong, but somebody ordered a bunch of oolong, so I'm going to make the oolong. He doesn't say, oh, this year, there's this or there's that, or I have this or I have that, blah, 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 blah. He doesn't have any of that, right? This year, actually, usually with the white teas, I can only get a little bit of the white tea, maybe a kilogram, maybe a kilogram and a half. So that's a little Either my guanxi is better, or he made more of it, or he's selling less to mainland China. That's actually his biggest market for this tea. He sells to sort of the I will not say who he sells to, but let's just say that when I go and we talk shop about geopolitics, he's the guy I most like talking about geopolitics with, because uh, he's met some of the people, and so um, it's just a different experience. And what's interesting too is that there is this thing. Let's see if I can pull it out. There's a tell. Isn't that funny? There's a tell for gushu, old tea trees. There's a tell, and the tell, I've talked about this before, is when you have tea trees, and you can't fake this. When you have a tea tree that's very, very old, the stems, no matter how big or small the stems are, they'll be so big that when they're processed, they'll actually sort of go down, and you get uh, uh, like imagine a straw that you pinch in the middle, and so you get like a thing that goes like like an M sort of in the stem, and these stems actually have that. Oh, here we go. Let's try out this. Let's try out this green tea. Wow. So this is the green tea, and this is definitely a Taiwanese green tea. And when I say Taiwanese green tea, I mean it's a green tea in the context of you're not getting sort of the Japanese umami. You're getting some sort of weird mix between a Baozong and a Sansha green, but deeply, deeply, deeply like a cleaner, deeper taste. That's really, really interesting. It's a really, really interesting tea. Now, I should have used more leaf in there. I only used, I guess that's probably only about 1.5 grams or 2 grams. But what I'm getting from this green tea is sort of a smoothness, a so when you're looking at sort of a Taiwanese green tea, you're looking at a tea that is extremely well Taiwanese, for lack of a better way of describing it. And when I say that, I mean like smooth, no edges at all. You're looking at a vegetal and a taste of the terroir, but you're not looking at that sharpness. You're not looking at that uh, bitterness and astringency that you would get from other green teas. And this one here, what I think is really interesting is it's literally halfway between the white tea, halfway between the green tea. I think this is what this is a white tea that's gone through the kill green phase. Now, it wasn't here for when this was actually made, but this is like a white tea that went through the kill green phase. And so what that means is you've got this very, very interesting, fascinating mix between an oolong, a green, and a white, all sort of flowing together. And it's the place, like it's the taste of the place. Wow. Really interesting. And it's like a floral green, very, very similar to sort of the Sansha green type of thing. And if there was anything out there with health, right? So if you're looking at what is the healthiness of the green teas, I mean, this is going to be, it's just going to be, you drink this tea, it's like the most pleasant, healthy vegetable soup you could possibly imagine. Such a pleasant experience. But I'm going to have to sit with this tea and really sort of go through it and see what exactly this thing is going to turn into after it's, you know, if I brew it stronger. Really interesting. Now, green teas from so high up in elevation are basically unheard of. They're extraordinarily rare. And one of the reasons why they're so rare is because when you make a green tea with the higher elevation teas or tea leaves material, it's really soft. And I can tell straight off the bat that that's what's going on with this. It's very, 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 very soft. It's very, very, very subtle, for sure. And I mean, it's even actually got it a little bit in the background. Now, I don't know how many people out there have actually gone, picked tea leaves and put them in water. There's a really fascinating things that happens with that, especially with high quality tea leaves. The aromatic volatiles, when you smell it and when you sort of, the first little bit of it come in, it's actually pretty pleasant, pretty interesting. And this has it. Now, the problem with fresh tea leaves is they're bitter and astringent beyond belief. They're disgusting. They absolutely are disgusting when you drink them. When you chew on them, they're not so bad. It could be worse. But when you actually, you know, like drink them with hot water, it's gross. Absolutely disgusting. Now, what this has is all those positive aspects of drinking like fresh tea leaves, but without any of the negatives in the background. So that's basically what this is, which is really quite fascinating. And there it is. So what's happening with this tea is it's a white tea that's gone through the kill green phase. It's really, really fascinating. Because the first steep, the second steep, not too much happening. And then as it keeps going and it actually opens up, it's amazing. It's absolutely beautiful. This green tea vegetal that's coming out of this thing is gorgeous. This is the tea that you put in the big tall glass, you put in the hot water, and then you just sip on all day. That's what this tea is. Absolutely, that's what this tea is. What a fascinating tea. As the teas open up, as they're releasing more flavors and things like that, what's really interesting is sort of the juiciness in the background of this tea. That's what it is. It's literally putting fresh tea leaves in water without all the negative aspects of it. That's what this is. Isn't that fascinating? It's so funny that, because I obviously you can tell this tea is sort of throwing me for a loop. It doesn't fit into the classic categories of what the various teas should be, and it's so delicate that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. It's fresh tea leaves, the taste of fresh tea leaves, the subtle freshness, the subtle like picking them off, and the positive aspects of chewing it without the bitterness and astringency. Wow. As it keeps brewing, there's a touch of sort of umami in there as well. Wow, I'm really going to have to sit with this one. Really figure it out. It's a tough one to figure out. But it needs to sit. It needs to sit. Wow. Okay. Anyways, there we go. So there is the Snow Mist Green, which never been on the site before. I've tried it once. He made one pan. Anyways, you know that like the spinning fryers. He made one fryer of it years ago when I was up there, and so I have tried a Snow Mist green tea before, but I couldn't really remember too much about it, to be honest. But this is literally the taste of drinking fresh tea leaves, throwing it in the water, and drinking it. That subtle. If you've ever done it, you know what I'm talking about. There's a subtle greenish floral, fresh leaf flavor, but when the tea leaves are green, oh, it's awful. The bitterness and astringency that comes out of that is too much. And so what this has done is taken out all the bitterness and astringency and sort of left you with those flavonoids, the flavors of a fresh tea leaves, freshly picked from the garden. Isn't that fun? But that's exactly what this is. That's exactly what this is. And it's when you're looking at the Snow Mist teas, you're looking at the teas from that area. It's amazing in the sense that, you know, these two teas that I started with. This is the Deepwater Coastal Mountain Oolong, right? This is the Mayor's Alishan. These are teas that they're clean, and they are, well made, good versions. But there is nothing quite like the Snow Mist environment, the Snow Mist teas, the Snow Mist leaves. There is just nothing like it. Nothing comes even close. And when you drink this, there's just a cleanliness to it. Hey man, I bought before Snow Mist was released. Snow Mist is this weekend. Later than usual. Usually it's released last week in April, but this they only picked it last week. So they picked it May the 1st to like the 4th, or that week, right when I was doing the subscriptions. And thanks to you wonderful, amazing, beautiful, spectacular people, the subscriptions used to take like maybe a day, half a day, and now the subscriptions take a lot longer than that. So I couldn't go up and help with the production of this, unfortunately. But wow, that's exactly what this is. This is literally fresh tea leaves, without the negatives, without the bitterness and astringency in the background. Isn't that fun? Now, I will say straight up, this is not, what's the best way to put it? This green tea is not, it's not, if I had to choose between the green tea, the white tea, the oolong, the GABA, the black tea, this has a lot less sort of overall flavors than that, a lot less. But it's fun. And it's one of those things where you can really get in there, taste the leaves, taste the terroir. I left my Ghost of Springs Past in the warm Philippine weather for 2 years. I just got it now, and it's turning 70s oolong-ish. Wash that one before you drink it. For sure. Wash that one before you drink it. So those of you that don't know, the Ghost of Springs Past was a greenish oolong, like one of these that was pressed into cakes and left for a while. and there would be my aging vessel is clean. Yes. Well, that would in the Philippine weather would definitely be microbiologically active, which when we're looking at teas and aging teas, you want that. But you should probably rinse it. You should probably rinse it when you get in there. Almost certainly you should probably rinse it. But that's a fascinating one, actually, because that would be really interesting, because it would get to, after this many years in the Philippines, it would be 1970s oolongish for sure. Wow, that's exactly what this is. Fresh tea leaves. And what you want to do with this, you want to get a tall glass of water, put in some hot water in it, and then just drink this all day. That's what you want to do. Rocking some Chilai I've been sitting on. Well, Chilai, I think I just talked to him the other day. Chilai Spring is getting picked right now. And when it is right, when the timing's right, I'm gonna send him a message and be like, how much deposit do you need for as much of your summertime pick as you can possibly get? Chilai Mountain. Depending on the weather, of course. Hopefully this year we'll have another beautiful Chilai High Mountain Black. And when that happens, I'll try and get as much as I possibly can of that tea. I'll try and get as much as I possibly can of that tea. Oh, wow. So this is going to be a great cold brew too. That Chilai, yes, that's that black Chilai is. There is nothing quite like that Chilai Black. Nothing even close. Had a greenish pour too, left it, and now it's reddish. I bet you did. Well, what do they say? So in Hualien, so I'm assuming that Hualien, where I live, is pretty similar to what's going on with you in the Philippines. What they say is the first 5 years, you put it in a place like this. So if you got a fresh pour, first 5 years, you put it in a place like this. And then after that, you move it to a high mountain area for the next however long you want to do it. Because what that does is the first 5 years gets like 10 to 15 years worth of aging, just like that. 5 years, and then you move it to somewhere else. Because it's just, I don't know if you can tell. I mean, it's May, and I'm already like just sweating, just crazy sweating. Any roasted wooey coming up? Nothing, actually. That's an interesting one. Let me see. Is it going to come through? There it is. The only tea live stream with F16s, bar none. There's only one. The only one. And the Gapu didn't change much. Well, I don't think it would. It's already been pretty aged. With the roasted wooey, so we had I bought a lot of wooey this year from the place that had the red fruit wooey that we've had for the site the last couple of years. This year I tried the red fruit wooey from 2 years ago that had come in, and it didn't have the fruit flavor. It had the sweet flavor, but only the sweet flavor, so I didn't get it. But I bought a lot of the Ilan wooey, and the greenish wooey this spring is gorgeous. It's so good. It really is for a daily drinker. It's amazing. But I'm going to keep some of it back and roast the heck out of it and try myself to bring out some roasted wooey. But wait, the roast wooey. Yes, yeah, I'm releasing a roasted wooey this weekend, the honey roast wooey. But it doesn't really. It has sort of more of a Tieguanin flavor, like it's caramel and it's honey, sweet caramel, or roasted caramel. And sort of there's a little bit of grilled fruit in there. I think the tasting notes were honey, roasted caramel, and grilled fruit were the flavor characteristics for the honey roast wooey. And so that'll be on the site this weekend, but it doesn't have the deep red fruit that the wooey. But that one's gonna come out. But if you're a fan of the wooey, the Elan wooey, it's gonna be cheap. And as a daily drinker, it's got the Taiwanese wooey. Again, we're talking about wooey. We're only talking about the Taiwanese wooey cultivar. We're not talking about all the hundreds, if not thousands, of different cultivars from the wooey area. We're not talking about how you actually make sort of the heavily roasted wooey style of tea. That's not what we're talking about. We're only talking about the Taiwanese cultivar wooey, which has a really beautiful green floral. That's really, really beautiful. And I got a great one for this spring. It's going to be released. It's going to be released on Sunday, and it's super cheap, and it's really, really good. It's really, really good. Flavor's the same. Yeah, the Gapu won't change at all. The Gapu won't. It's such a strange tea. It won't change at all. Maybe GABA teas don't age. Yeah, I would assume so. I don't think the GABA teas change as much, mostly because. And this is a really important part with the GABA teas. What brings in, this is my guess, right? I don't think anybody's done the scientific test on this yet, but my guess is because the GABA taste is actually without, like, anaerobic, without oxygen. If you take it out of that environment, the taste is not going to change that much, because the changing of the taste was actually with no oxygen. So when you add oxygen to it and you age it for a long time, that original taste is not going to change, because maybe if you put it back in the vacuum, maybe something would happen there. That would be something, an interesting thing to try out. But in general, when you're just looking at that versus looking at the other, it just doesn't work that way. Is my guess. Now, this one right here this is going to be so cheap. I'm so happy. I'm going to be like less than $20 for 100 grams for this tea. And, like less than $100 for a kilogram. Well, I don't have that much. People are buying kilograms. I don't have that much tea. And when it comes to kilograms, the most expensive part of that is the actual shipping. Anyways, this tea is going to do really well cold brewed, which makes me happy. Which definitely makes me happy. Again, I made this by myself. And unlike many other tea sellers, because I made it myself, I'm not charging more money for it. I'm charging less. It's also not as good as the original namesake. We won't get into that, but I made this to be able to share with everyone. I need your weird Taiwanese cakes. I'm going to store them in the Philippines. Yes. Hey, I mean, I should go and make some more tea cakes. But I've got enough. I've got the Sancha green tea cake, the Sancha white tea cake. I mean, where were you for the whole Dongding tea cake experiment? Right? There was I still have them, the 2020 competition tea cakes. Man, I'm still the Taiwanese tea cake guy. I'm still in there. I'm in the running. I'm absolutely in the running for the Taiwanese tea cake guy. I'm in the running. But when I see tea cakes at the tea shows, the Taiwanese tea cakes, I'm like, whoop, like that's definitely where I'm going. The Mayor's Alishan is literally the soul of Alishan, and it's clean. I have both samples of Dongding, but I haven't tasted it yet. It's interesting. Coconut. The 2012 is sold out, but the 2020 I bought all he had left. And so that'll last, well, it depends if it gets popular, but that'll last for a while. But the 2020 stuff tastes like coconut oil. Really interesting. Really is. Yeah, so that's about it. Throw out some questions. Anybody got questions for anything right now? As you can see, I'm starting to melt. We're getting into the summertime, and I'm starting to melt. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it compared to what I would have to deal with where I grew up. I'm okay with it. The teas that will be released this weekend: Snow Mist, Black, White, Oolong, and Green. The Alishan, the Mayor's Alishan, I'm not going to do yet. The Honey Roast Wui, right? So that's 5. We've got the Coastal Mountain Deepwater Oolong. Then there is I've only got a little bit of it, but there is the 3 shades of Ba orchid flavor, or orchid fragrance. And it's going to be more expensive this time because the price actually raised quite a lot, unfortunately. But it's good orchid fragrance, like a Dankong style. That is, and I don't have very much of that, but that'll be released as well. That's 7 teas. I think that's it for now. Also, the speaking of tea cakes, the Sancha white tea cakes are back in stock. I bought a whole bunch of them. Uh-oh. A giant Asian hornet just showed up. My poor bees. I think it'll be okay, though. I'm sort of in where there's lots of houses, so the giant Asian hornets usually don't last too long around here. Somebody gets rid of them. Could you tell us a bit about the orchid fragrance? Sure thing. So the orchid fragrance is the 3 shades of Ba Xian. Now, the 3 shades of Ba Xian has always been sort of an expensive tea, but this season it got even more expensive. So what happens is, it's in Mingjian. It's my buddy who does a really, 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 really good job. Now, he's got these Dankong trees that are like tall, like trees, and he picks them and he does the most amazing sort of processing with this, everything done by hand. And he sells those teas for a lot of money. That's the one that actually tastes like passion fruit. And then he did the same processing for the Ba Xian, which are sort of lower, not the big. They're not the same cultivar, but they're the cultivar that's often made into Dankong. But what he does is he took those and he created. So the 3 shades of Ba Xian, if you had that in the past, it was sort of done as a white tea, green tea, oolong tea, sort of all mixed together. Mostly white and oolong, sort of halfway between white and oolong, sort of a hybrid style of making it. And so what he did this time was he did more in the Dankong style. And I'm not an expert on the Dankong style, but from what I can understand, it's a lot less Taiwanese in the context of it's a much lighter kill green, and the leaves are rolled in a much lighter way. And so it's a much more delicate, beautiful, delicate style, and much harder to do. You have to watch it. Like, you've really got to be there and watch it. And so it's a much more delicate way of making the teas, and much more involved. And so that's what that tea is. So he used it in that way. And so the 3 shades of Ba Xian, it has this really beautiful, or in the past it had like a really beautiful yellow fruit flavor, and that's still in this one. But what he's done is he has taken sort of that yellow fruit flavor and sort of diminished it and made it brought out orchid flower fragrance. And so he's pulled out the orchid flower fragrance and diminished sort of the yellow fruit. And so the yellow fruit is still there, but there's a really delicate, beautiful orchid flower fragrance coming out of it. And so that's, and he did that, and he was successful in being able to do that sort of in the Dankong style. And so that's why that one is wow. Yeah, the longer you steep this tea, the more you get that real fresh tea leaf. Really interesting. I think I'm probably just going to add this in with the other teas when people buy the other teas. What was I going to say? So that's what that is. And that's why it's different. Uh, is it oxidized roasted or towards white green? White green, white green. No oxidization at all. Or sorry, no roasting at all. Like it's really, really, really soft and light. And that's where that floral sort of comes out. Now, if it was done in a different way, I bet you we could roast it a bit. But the way he's doing it and how much effort he's putting into creating it sort of in this Taiwanese style of dankong, I think roasting it wouldn't be the best thing to do. But who knows? Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. We'll always ask this, but the Taiwanese Sheng. My buddy actually went down there and he made some black tea out of the stuff from down south, from that same material. And so it's maybe someday. Certainly not on the plans at the moment, unfortunately, but maybe someday. Who knows? Maybe I'll go down there and really work hard at getting some Taiwanese Sheng and really creating something special again. I'm on team unroasted. Yes. Well, there are definitely teams. There are absolutely teams. There are absolutely teams. And most people that enjoy Taiwanese teams are probably on team unroasted. Oops, that's okay. I'm wearing a black shirt. How's it been going on? What did I miss? Can I get a quick rundown? The Alishan Mares this year is absolutely amazing. I'm not going to release it this weekend and put a gentle roast on it. Because it's still it's Maochat's unfinished tea, so there's still a little bit of moisture in there. So I'm going to put maybe a 3-hour roast on it. It'll be released in the next couple of weeks. This one here is this year's Deepwater or Costa Mountain Deepwater Oolong, made by me. It's going to be super cheap and it's pretty good. You know, I made it, but it's not as good as the original, but it's on the same spectrum and it's getting closer. And I think next time I'll actually be able to create it. I'll get closer anyways. The fruit flavor is really beautiful, but the difference between this one and the original Costa Mountain Deepwater Oolong is this one isn't quite as oxidized, so it's got a little bit of vegetal flowing through all the flavors, whereas the original was like salty seawater, clear, clean mid-mouth, and then fruit in the background. This one's got sort of more of a vegetal character going through them, although all of those same things are check. I missed the Dankong too. Need to order again. Well, this is the season where it's just going through. Now this year is the green tea from Snow Mist, and it's a challenging one for me to really put my finger on what exactly it is. But basically, what this tea is it is fresh tea leaves. So it's basically just fresh tea leaves without the horrible bitterness and astringency that comes with fresh tea leaves. So when you're looking at fresh tea leaves, you put them in hot water, and the upfront you do get like this splash of really beautiful aromatics, like the terroir, that what the tea is. But then you get this like in the face of bitterness and astringency. So what this has done is basically taken away all the bitterness and astringency and left you with the subtle, beautiful aromatics of an absolutely fresh tea leaf. What an actual tea leaf tastes like when you put it in the water, again, without the bitterness and astringency. And that is absolutely unique. I've never had a tea that is able to pull that off the way this tea has done. But one of the reasons why people don't drink the fresh tea leaves, other than obviously the bitterness and astringency, is because it's subtle. Because it's not this real strong flavor blast. It's fresh leaves. It's fresh leaves. And so what this is literal fresh tea leaves. And so it's a little, it's not you have to have your expectations right when you're going to try this tea. And some people will absolutely love it. Some people will just be blown away by it. And some people will say it's too light. And some people will say, oh, that's what a fresh tea leaf tastes like. Thanks for that check mark. And they won't be sort of interested in it. But it is the taste of fresh tea leaves. That's what it is. Excuse me. And so what I'll probably do with it is I'll sort of add it in as an extra. So if you guys buy, the 50 grams of each or 25 grams of each, then I'll throw in some of this as well. I'll probably sell this green tea as sort of an add-on, like by itself if you want to try it out. But it's not as dramatic or as memorable or as special as the other types of the tea that come from the snow mist teas. But for just a fresh, clean, vegetally with little bits of aromatics coming through it, if you ever wanted to know what fresh tea leaves tasted like, this is the most pleasant way of doing it. Absolutely. Are the lower elevation guys being more creative with their teas? Since there's a Dankong now, apparently. Well, it's evolve or die. And so the lower elevation guys, the people that I buy tea from anyways, absolutely, 100%. They are getting extremely creative. They have to be extremely creative or else they're not going to be able to sell their tea, because with automation, you're getting dirt cheap, dirty teas that are really, really cheap, but they're passable. And so if you were doing lower elevation teas and just doing half-ass sort of not too special, not too good stuff, then your competition is now where your costs, say before would be whatever the price is. Now people can do that a quarter of the cost. And so if you're still going to be in business without sort of just selling out and using a bunch of agrochemicals and sending it to a factory, you got to go the other side and you got to experiment. You got to create something. You got to carve out your own space in the market. And so that's what's happening with the lower elevation guys. And that's certainly what's happening with my buddy in Ming Jin. That's why I'm trying to help him and why I buy a lot of his teas, is because he really does create some unique and fun stuff, which people really enjoy, like Dankongs, right? Like Dankong. When will the Chilai High Mountain Black and the Alpine White come back? What months are those teas picked and made? Well, Chilai High Mountain Black, we talked about it earlier in the live stream, because the Chilai spring teas are getting picked right now, and I'm going to talk to my buddy up there and be like, reserve me everything. What deposit do you need? That will be sort of released September, October. It's usually picked in August. And so it'll be released September, October. The Alpine White, actually, I just got a message from that guy. He's a character, and he's going to send me this year's samples. He just finished picking, and so he's going to send me those samples in the mail this week right now. And so hopefully they will be coming soon, or probably early next week. And so hopefully there's a white tea in there. He's quite a character, that guy. He's awesome. And then there is, so hopefully there's an Alpine White in there. But if you enjoyed the Alpine White, I mean, this is the Snow Mist White. So this is a kilogram of Snow Mist White. And this is going to be released on Sunday, and this is just as good as Alpine White, for sure. But the Alpine White really it's a beautiful tea, super smooth and awesome, organic and all that stuff. I'm hoping I can get some of the Alpine White as well coming in. But that, if you don't want to wait, if you want to get it sort of sooner, then the Snow Mist White is in the same ballpark. It's a little bit more, it's a little bit more La La Shani. So the terroir comes out in the Snow Mist White. Any more osmanthus fragrance teas this year? Osmanthus fragrance, I'll look for them. They usually come out in the fall, but I'll look for them for sure. The problem is that that's sort of an old person type of tea in Taiwan, so the young people don't really want osmanthus flavor, and it's such a pain to create the leaves, or sorry, the flowers. It's like the picking is just insanely hard, and so it's not very often. But I'll see what I can do. I'll keep my ear to the ground and see if I can pull out some. But they usually come out in the fall. Sorry, what you missed about the Chi Black? Oh, just that it gets picked in September, in August, and it's not really good until September, October. And so I'm going to try and buy everything that I possibly can. Any more creative teas on the horizon? Clue what they are? I don't know. See what comes in. Creative teas. Hopefully there's tea cakes, right? So I'm hoping that there's interesting tea cakes coming up. But we're just going to have to see. I do not know. We're just going to have to see. So the Deepwater, Coastal Mountain Deepwater Oolong, not perfect, but I made it. Well, I helped make it. I was told what to do, and I did lots of physical labor until like 3 o'clock in the morning to do it, and then woke up at like 6 o'clock and then woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning. I got 4 hours sleep, and to go make more. So I mean, I'm happy I'm going to be able to share it. I'm happy to be able to share it. And so it's got a flavor that no other oolong has. Absolutely not. Anyways, I think that's about it for now. If there are any questions, throw them out there. Last call for questions. And to repeat, this Sunday, the 4 snow mist teas, 1, 2, 3, 4. The white, black, oolong, and green teas. This one, the Deepwater Coastal Mountain Oolong, will be very, very cheap. I'm happy to be able to share it at that cheaper price point. There will be the Buttermilk and Ilan Wui, also at a really nice price point for those teas. They will be released. And the Honey Roast Wui. So I think that's it. Oh, and the 3 Shades Orchid Fragrance. The 3 Shades of Bashan Orchid Fragrance. Those will be released this Sunday as well. And if you want to get them for 10% off, then look in mail for the newsletter. But I'll probably also post the code this time, just because it's snow mist. I know a lot of people really, really enjoy the snow mist, but a lot of really affordable teas and also quite expensive teas this weekend. There's the two ranges. The 2 ranges this weekend are being released, and it should be. It's awesome to be able to share them. Anyways, I think that's it for now. We've gone for over an hour, so I'm gonna go and pack up some tea, and as you can see, I'm gonna get in some air conditioning. I'm already at like 250. Well, it's the time of year where if you really enjoy tea, but just, like I bought a lot of the buttermilk, a lot of the Ilan Wui. There's a lot of this as well, like the Deepwater. So, you don't have to get it all right now. You don't have to get it all right now. You can sort of stagger it out a little bit, theoretically. But who knows? I think so. I think so. It should be okay. But yeah, this one again, it's not quite as good as the original. It's in the same ballpark. You might want to try it first before you get a huge bunch of it. But it's in the same ballpark. It's not quite as smooth. A little bit more vegetal. but it's in the same ballpark. Anyways, so wherever you are in the world, I certainly hope you have an amazing morning, night. Sleep well. Have a wonderful day tomorrow or a good afternoon. Thank you for watching. Thank you, everybody, for your support, for supporting us and all of our friends who make this beautiful tea. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next live stream.